A very good afternoon, everyone. Well, today we are here to discuss about SQAA. To understand SQAA, we must have to be familiar with NEP 2005. For the quality assessment, we have 8 domains. Every domain is having benchmarking of checklist. What's the problem?
All the committee member will describe, domains allocated to them with the help of PowerPoint presentation and with due evidences. They are collecting all these evidences. Fine. But before discussing about SQAA, we need to go through NEP. Initially, NEP recommendation has given in 1968 during Indira Gandhi government. Then after, new NEP recommendation launches in 1986 during the Rajiv Gandhi government, focusing on adult education. Then after, in 1992, with certain modification for new entrance examination for the professional courses. The NEP 2005 16 was also there, certain modification was there. Then after, baseline was 2005. Whatever NEP we are following is still baseline is 2005. In 2017, again somewhat modification was there by the Modi government, and then in 2005, one main thing was that was common minimum program. Now we are working for NEP 2020 with major changes, but baseline was NEP 2005. Fine. What was the vision for 2000 means vision of National Education Policy 2020? An education system that contributes to an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all, develops a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental rights, duties and constitutional values, bonding with one's country, and a conscious awareness of one's role and responsibilities in a changing world. Instead, instills skills, values, and disposition that supports responsible commitment to human rights, sustainable development, and living and global well-being, thereby reflecting a truly global citizen. It is amply clear that framers have identified the skills required for success in digital age, acknowledging the importance of early childhood in the development of critical mental faculties and pedagogical framework. Next. What impact will be there? Because still this is going on. NEP 2020 impact towards our school education. Universalization of education from preschool to secondary level with 100% gross enrollment ratio (GER) in school education by 2030. Target is 2030. To bring 2 crores out of the school children back into the mainstream through an open schooling system. The current 10+2 system to be replaced by new 5-3-3-4. Again I am repeating 5-3-3-4. cerebral structure corresponding to ages 3 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 14, and 14 to 18 year respectively. What does it mean? For 5, 3 to 8, for 3, 8 to 11, for 3, 11 to 14, and for 4, 14 to 18. This is the age criteria. Age criteria with the classes. It will bring the uncovered age group of 3 to 6 years under school curriculum, which has been recognized globally as a crucial stage for development of mental faculties of a child. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It will also have 12 years of schooling with 3 years of Anganwadi and preschooling. Class 10 and 12 board examination to be made easier to test core competencies rather than memorized facts. With all students allowed to take exam twice. Next. School governance is set to change with a new accreditation framework and an independent authority to regulate both public and private schools. Emphasis on fundamental literacy and numeracy, no rigid separation between academic streams, extracurricular activities, vocational streams in schools. Vocational education to start from 6th with internship. It's a challenge actually. Internship means it's a challenge. Up to 6th class they are asking. It is very difficult to have all these things. Implementation is very tough because what we are having, what they have given us, we are going through that. But as far as implementation is there, you will know. Well, teaching up to at least grade 5 to be in mother tongue, regional language, wherever possible. No language will be imposed on any student. But it is not there. Still we are imposing that in the lower section. English, English and English. But as per NEP it is not there. Assessment reform with 360-degree holistic progress card tracking student progress for achieving learning outcomes. A new and comprehensive national curriculum framework for teacher education NCFTE 2021 will be formulated by National Council of Teacher Education NCTE in consultation with NCERT. By 2030, the minimum degree qualification for teaching will be a 4-year integrated B.Ed degree. Next. In NEP 2005, we have new pedagogical structure. 10+2 structure in school education modified with a new pedagogical and curriculum restructuring of 5 + 3 + 3 + 4, covering age 3 to 18, as earlier I have told you. Currently, children in the age group of 3 to 6 are covered in 10+2 structure as class 1 begin at age of 6. But I think we are not following this thing also. I think 5 is there. In the new 5-3-3-4 structure, a strong base of early childhood care and education from age 3 is also included. What impact we will have on our children? 3 to 8 years foundational stage from keeping the focus on development of language skill and teaching by play-based and activity-based curriculum. Anganwadi preschooling will be formalized by 2025. 8 to 11 pre-primary education emphasis on experimental learning. Focus shifts to play, discovery and activity based and interaction classroom learning aid and development of language and numeracy skill. 11 to 14 years preparatory stage transform the pedagogy to a more experimental learning in the science, mathematics, arts, social science and humanities. The focus would be on critical learning objectives and not on learning by rote, subject-oriented pedagogical learning style. 14 to 18 years secondary stage in phase 2, first phase will be 9 to 10 and second 11 to 12. The student would be able to pick and choose any set of subjects from the available structure. The focus would be on greater critical thinking and flexibility, allowing the children to pick subject of their interest. Even technical and arts will be promoted. Critical thinking, attention to life aspirations, and also allow flexibility of subject up to for 10th and 12th up to 2026. Next. What will be the impact? Reaching impact will be philosophy is almost same as previous policies. Whatever policies we were having earlier, baseline as we were having 2005, it is same. How it is different? Freedom to choose subject is free. Use of technology for teachers learning, for teachers schools. Preschool regulatory framework. Subject competencies class 3 onwards across curricular, open-ended curricular, reduced curriculum to uncover syllabus. Core curriculum up to class 8, not 10. Languages. More than 2 languages even at pre-primary level, and medium of instructions may be mother tongue as far back as Kothari Commission. Local regional language wherever possible up to grade 5, but preferably till grade 8 and beyond. New education policy does not talk about ceding the English language. Instead, it emphasizes the importance of multilingualism, which has a great cognitive benefits for young children. Next. Multidimensional assessment in 2005 NEP. Innovative pedagogy. Multiple forms of assessment. Learning outcome to be assessed. Testing 358 National Assessment Policy will be monitored by Parak what? Performance Assessment Review and Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development will be established to assess learning outcome. Teacher training 50 hours each year on pedagogy assessment. Undermine role of the board, modular board exam twice in a year. Only for core subject, but not in the next few years. Holistic report card will have co-curricular, extracurricular, and will be in-house, making internal assessment process more robust. Board exam will be redesigned to make them easier in the sense that they will test preliminary core competencies rather than memorization. The student will be allowed to take the exam on up to 2 instances, one main exam, one for improvement if required. Flexibility for learners by allowing the customization of course based on aptitude and interest. Next. No rigid norms for selection of streams. Students to give increased flexibility and choice subject to study, particularly in secondary level, including subject in yoga, physical education, the arts and craft and vocational skill. There will be no hard separation amongst curricular, extracurricular or co-curricular amongst arts, humanities and sciences, or between vocational or academic streams. Subjects such as physical education, the art and craft and vocational skill, in addition to science, humanities and mathematics, will be incorporated. Next. Experimental learning in all stages will be included. Hand-on learning, arts integrated with sports integrated education. Storytelling based pedagogy, among other as standard pedagogy, classroom construction with shift towards competency based learning and education. Content will focus on idea, application, problem solving. Teaching and learning will be conducted in a more interactive manner. Creative, collaborative and exploratory activities for deeper experimental learning. In NEP 2020, we have focused V means NEP. Every child to learn at least one vocation, sampling of important vocational craft such as carpentry, electric work, metal work, gardening, pottery, making, etc., as decided by state and local communities during grade 6 to 8. It is not there. Plenty of ideological things are there which we are unable to implement here also. In future also, it will be very difficult to implement poetry there in the school for 6 up to grade 6 to 8 in between. Is it possible? Not at all. By 2025, at least 50% of learners through the school and higher education system shall have exposure to vocational education. A 10 days various period, sometimes during grade 6 to 8, to intern with local vocational experts such as carpenters, gardeners, potters, artists, etc. Various days encouraged. To encourage throughout the year for various types of enrichment activities involving arts, quizzes, sports, and vocational craft. Local artists, etc., will be for 10 days in a year. Is it possible? Experts, those who are experts in carpentry, can we call them in the school? Experts of poetry, can we call them in the school? Basically, we are focusing on dance, music. Of course, we are having instrument also. But we are not focusing, we cannot focus on that. It is hardly impossible. I should not speak like that, but fact is this. Being a principal, I should not speak like that. But facts are there in front of you. You all are literate. Well, vocational courses through online mode will also be made available. I hope so you all are not feeling lethargic.
No, sir. No, sir. Sometimes like this point is come now that internship. So a smile came to my face कि बच्चे कैसे करेंगे internship sir?
Not possible. 6 to 8. 6 to 8. It is
अगर
hardly
किसी
possible.
बच्चे को आपने pottery में बिठा दिया तो parents ऑब्जेक्शन लेके आते
That's
हैं।
what I'm saying. That's what. Gardening.
हाँ,
In what sense, sir, okay, fine. We have started that, and you have asked them to do something in the school ground or nearby places. Is it possible? Even our teachers, means wards are also there. You will not be agreeing for that. Anyway, dedicated unit for digital and online learning. A dedicated unit for the purpose of orchestrating the building of digital infrastructure, digital content and capacity building will be created in MHRD to look after the e-education needs. This will be to counter situation that arise in epidemic and pandemic. We just think it over. It has, I think it has created 2005 and before that. And whosoever has created were having, such type of what we are facing now. Vision, that is called vision. The various new previous for provisions for children with disabilities and gifted students. Children with disabilities will be enabled to fully participate in the regular schooling process with support of educators, with cross disability training, resource centers, accommodations, assistive devices, appropriate technology-based tools and other supports. Mechanism tailored to suit their need. Encourage participation in art-related, career-related and play-related activities. Gifted will be given special attention, special activities. Reality check. What I was telling, same thing is there. Well, innovative teacher need hand holding in innovative pedagogy, multiple forms of assessments and tools, an ambitious policy, modern, progressive and equitable, can bring major transformation in Indian education system. Foundational learning, core focus, key factors, implementation and execution, aspiration to be matched by implementation, calls for large scale implementation never before attempted anywhere in the world. Policy aims to bring back 2 crore dropouts in the school system. You will be surprised. This requires setting up 50 schools per week. Is it feasible? 300 teachers every week and appointment of 300 teachers every week.
And so they are writing a challenge.
It's a challenge.
यहाँ नीट ऐसे केसेस हो सर वहाँ आप सोच सकते हैं इसी नलिफाइड एलिफाइड
Well, funds on education increased from 4.5 to 6% of GDP to be spent on infrastructure and recruitment. 6% of GDP. Just think it over. Is it feasible?
So right now, I think they are giving 3% of GDP.
Huh? That's what I'm saying. 4.5 they are giving.
4.5.
Well, the creation of huge pool of trained teachers to deliver the core philosophy of policy challenge. Liberal selection of stream and skill development demands for cultural safety. It's a challenge. Because earlier for the 11th admission, what I was doing and what I have, pressurized to do all these things. Okay, so I have done it. Next. What ABT schools confirmation to recommendation. Schools structured pre-primary education, competent staff to handle experimental learning, zero dropouts, about 30% students from marginal community gets subsidized. Quality education. This is going on. We have, those who are working here, we are giving subsidized education, we are giving them. Many schools have dance, music, sculpture, fine arts, etc. as a part of curriculum in addition to regular subjects. Many schools practice teaching, learning in vernacular languages like Kannada, Tamil, Oriya, Bengali, and Gujarati. It's a great thing. We are doing, our schools are doing. Teacher training and development address from time to time. Teacher recruitment done centrally for all schools to attract the best talent across the country. Equal emphasis on co-scholastic and non-scholastic areas of learning. That's all from my side. Time to time we all will sit together and chalk out the program for NEP 2020. Now I am handing over to Mr. Sashi. Please.
Further, we have been learning this for last 1 year. We could understand many points now. Now we will show some videos through which we can understand it in a better way. So, do we need to give a break?
If you want 10 to 15 minutes,
Do you need break?
I can give you.
No.
Okay,
Otherwise we can
no issue.
continue. So please.
You can start that.
20. So I'm going to decode the new education policy 2020 with you. So if you look at the history of Indian education, you will be surprised to know that there was no significant change that was made during the past 34 years. And therefore, this new education